you so much for joining us for 9 on the positive side this weekend. To start off our good news show, it's all about preserving the past. Remember the old metal sewing machines that your grandmother would use? Well, Chad Tucker found one woman in Mount Airy who has a collection of nearly 250 of them.
This is my playhouse, I guess you could say. It's just a lot of sewing machines. So welcome to the Iron Heart of the Foothills.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Kathy Jones knows all about the heart of a sewing machine.
That was the heart of the home, Iron Heart. Isn't that relaxing?
Definitely get a workout.
Yeah.
These mechanical marvels were once an important part of everyday life.
This is what people did back in the day.
For millions of families all over the world.
That's how their children got clothes. There was no really clothing stores on Main Street for them to, to go get something. They made it out of feed sacks.
From clothes to quilts.
Your needles for your sewing machine.
Kathy shows me how it's done.
Now, this one actually has a guard.
Her collection includes almost 250 sewing machines, some dating back to before the Civil War.
They would put it in covered wagons and go across the country with it, and they treated it like gold.
It was a needed jewel for families.
And this is a hand crank.
And you were never too young to start learning the essential craft.
You got a 4-spoke, 7-spoke, and an 8-spoke.
She finds joy out of restoring them.
And this is from West Jefferson Post Office.
And she even has many of the vintage parts.
You not only have the sewing machines, but you have a lot of the parts.
Yeah, I have a lot of the parts.
I can see how this could be relaxing.
Preserving these threads of our lives is why Kathy works to bring these iron hearts back to life.
And then you kind of think back going,
in Mount Airy.
Man, they knew what they were doing back then.
Looking for Roy's folks.
They really did.
Chad Tucker, Fox 8 News.
It's just the fact that people took pride in making them.
She really is incredible. And guess what? Kathy does not stop there. She gives tours to small groups, especially school groups. All throughout Women's History Month, we're highlighting remarkable women. We've been telling you about the women right here in eastern North Carolina who are just truly remarkable, making a bunch of impacts, going above and beyond to make a difference where we all live. Aaron Jenkins introduces us to Ika Grant.
Are you looking at Indeed for job search and ncwords.gov, those websites?
Yes, ma'am. By day, you'll find Ika Grant at Lenoir Community College.
I assist individuals that are considered low income, as well as individuals at that time with dislocated workers that have been laid off from their jobs with retraining.
By night, you'll find her at home.
My child is special needs. He has what's called methylmalonic acidemia. So he has developmental delays, seizures, feeding tube, so he's pretty much total care. So when I leave here from doing the day's work, and I work past lunch and sometimes work after hours, I go home and it's my second job, trying to care for him. So it gets kind of challenging at times, but he is my joy.
It takes a remarkable woman to juggle so much.
What do you think motivates you to come to work every day?
It had to be God. Yeah, God, Jesus, because it can be hard.
Ika Grant makes the hard look easy because she's dedicated.
Okay.
She shows up, and that's probably the biggest compliment you can pay anybody. Being a mom, a daughter, a wife, a career advisor, playing multiple roles, but always making herself available.
A motivator.
There's a connection a lot of times when I'm working with these individuals, and I'm like, okay, let me tell you this. You can do this. It's not impossible. It may take you longer. You may go a different route, but it can be done.
Thank you so much.
So don't give up on yourself.
A realist.
I'm going to tell you the truth. It may hurt you, because sometimes the truth hurts, but at least you appreciate it in the long run that she did look out for me. She told me the facts about myself, and it allowed me to change myself around, be a better person.
And surely a humble and remarkable woman.
See you later. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. Not saying I'm perfect. Because we are all human, but at the same time, I want to be treated the same way with respect. I think there's a scripture on like, be kind to people. So I want to be kind and reciprocate it back. I want to sow good seeds, you reap good seeds.
For Remarkable Women, I'm Aaron Jenkins.
Be kind to people. Such great advice. She truly is remarkable. Stay tuned to our 5:30 newscast throughout the week as we showcase more remarkable women living right here in Eastern North Carolina. To watch this story again and to see other remarkable women making a difference, all you have to do is go to our website, WNCT.com. It's what you're looking at right there. You can click the On Your Side tab to learn how these women are inspiring, leading, and paving the way for others all across the East. And speaking of inspiring, a Marine at Camp Lejeune is being honored for her service after growing up overseas. The Swansboro Chamber of Commerce Military Affairs Committee is awarding their Military Person of the Quarter Award. Our Claire Curry has more.
Sergeant Alana Radchenko was born and raised in Ukraine before moving to the United States in 2015, joining the Marine Corps.
It's a huge pleasure for me to be recognized for everything I did. I always try to be the best at my job and everything I do.
After signing up for the armed forces and becoming a U.S. citizen, Radchenko had the opportunity to deploy with the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit.
There I was receiving gear for all the units that we had and just making sure they have everything for mission accomplishment,
as well as serving as an interpreter for the Marine Corps and NATO allies. But while she was on the ship, her father was on the front lines of Ukraine volunteering in the fight against Russia.
Honestly, it's been pretty stressful, especially since I've been deployed on ship and I didn't always have sources of communication. Like sometimes I wouldn't have a way to communicate with my dad for like weeks or like even months, or with any members of my family. And it was extremely hard because I didn't know what was going on.
Although she says it's been hard, he has been her role model to keep pushing for her dreams.
When he showed that he started protecting Ukraine and helping Ukraine like that, I was like, wow, I wish I could do something like that too one day.
Now Radchenko will soon be moving up and doing what she strived to do since joining.
I'm about to conduct a lateral move to a different MOS, which is counterintelligence, human intelligence, and with that MOS, I'm gonna have more opportunities to actually utilize my languages.
Radchenko says she plans to continue to serve the United States and just re-enlisted for another 6 years. In Swansboro, Claire Curry, 9 on your side.
A North Carolina girl is putting her way to the Augusta National in Georgia. Coming up on 9 on the positive side, the reason behind her drive to succeed. A Shelby girl drives, chips, and putts her way to a national golf competition. The 9-year-old approaches the sport with maturity beyond her years and rare focus. And it's all paid off. John Lee has this story.
During any given sunset, the golf course is a place where bromances bloom. But there's always room for a new wave of players. Make way for the next generation.
Get out of your way.
At Riverbend YMCA Golf Course in Shelby, one player caught our ear.
Uh-oh. We're going to give you another one.
Gotta love that laugh.
Yay! Now on the tee, from Shelby, North Carolina, Min Lin O. Excellent. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Min Lin O is 9.
Her personality lends itself to success.
In April, she competes in the national finals of drive, chip, and putt.
You ready to do a little putting? Okay, grab your putter and your 3 special golf balls.
Okay. I like putting.
Why?
Because I like seeing the ball go in the hole.
In Min Lin's case, I just asked her to buy into the process, and we were right out here on this practice green when I asked her that, and she did it.
If you can roll it right up there next to that camera.
Oh, okay. I hit the camera.
Min Lin loves a challenge, and clearly, she's not camera shy.
You like to win.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us about winning. What does that feel like?
Excited, surprised.
Her pre-shot routine is on point. After a warm-up swing, she takes a deep breath, she grips it, and rips it.
I will be a golf coach when I grow up because I like helping people.
I feel real good about our chances, and Whether she wins, that's not the point right now. She's going to have an experience of a lifetime to be able to go to Augusta National.
But Min Lin didn't get here on her own. Turns out it's a sister act. And they may not be golf's equivalent to Venus and Serena Williams, but they're pretty good.
They're mighty good. If y'all will go from 8 to 1.
Older sister Min Yan is 12. Min Lin followed her lead in golf. And as you can tell from their huge collection of trophies, they are getting it done.
We compete against each other lots of times, but we do love each other.
As I said earlier, golf bromances and fist bumps have long been part of the game. But never underestimate something as special as sisterly love.
Pretty fun. If they continue to pursue this sport, they'll succeed.
How about that?
In Shelby, John Lee, Queen City News.
They're both great. The Drive, Chip, and Putt National Finals are on April 2nd. We wish her well.
And I'm country, and I used to say, look at that there. And this might say, hey man, you should trademark that.
A Greenville man is serving up great food, all while bringing positivity. That story is next. Now our Ken Watlington is taking us to one Greenville neighborhood that's overlooked by many. But thanks to one man, there's a new sense of pride in that community. And it's all because of this, some good food.
This jerk chicken pasta here.
It's lunchtime, and there's a crowd growing at one of Greenville's best-kept secrets.
The best. I say it's old school food with a new school swag.
Ivan Hawkins is the owner of this spot with a one-of-a-kind name.
Yeah, you see it? Look at that there. Oh! And I'm country, and I used to say, look at that there. And this might say, hey man, you should trademark that.
And in 2019, look at that there barbecue house and catering opened here on Deck Street.
I think we got the best prices in Greenville. We ain't trying to kill you on your pocket. We're trying to fill you in your stomach.
For Hawkins, born and raised in Greenville, the love for cooking good food started at a young age.
I used to get in the kitchen with my mom, like KP. She called it KP duty, kitchen patrol, cutting potatoes and stuff like that.
But take a look at that menu now, and you'll find much more than potatoes.
Turkey wings, baked chicken, hamburger gravy, fried pork chops, smothered pork chop, fish and shrimp. Food can bring everybody together. Y'all come get y'all meal from here. I'm gonna put you in the game, you know what I mean? And we all can meet and mingle and eat.
The food is number one, but the cornbread and the service. Great service, great people.
Some of that great service you'll get here comes courtesy of Ivan's mother. She's here helping every day, a labor of love that makes Ivan emotional.
If it weren't for my mama, I wouldn't have no business. I seen times it be just me and her in here. Excuse me, bro. I'm talking about I'm running over there and she running over here because nobody come to work. And my mom, she's an older lady, man. She done retired 3 times, you know? I didn't expect her to have to do this with me or whatever, but she come every single day. I'm talking about every single day. I can depend on my mama, man. Man, we ain't playing no game, ain't it right, mama? That's right.
It's something that means a lot to the folks who live around here, to have a place to call their own.
It's great to have, like, it's a family business that I know of and great people.
But now the word about look at that there is getting around.
We got people from everywhere coming through too, man.
And yes, that means you might have to wait in line a little the next time.
Tell a friend, tell a friend.
Or the first time you stop by.
I promise you, we're gonna feed you and we're gonna feed you good. Y'all just pull up on us, 411 Deck Street.
Good food's worth the wait.
It's worth the wait. Tell them again, man. It's worth the wait.
And that was Ken Watlington reporting. There's much more behind Ivan's drive to feed the community. For the full conversation, all you have to do is check out a new episode of the award-winning People and Places Extra podcast. It's over on the WNCT Podcast Network or wherever you can get your podcasts. And don't forget, you can always help us serve up future People and Places segments. All you have to do is send story ideas Ken's ways through email or connect with him on social media over on Facebook or on Twitter. And up next, they were caught on the chicken cam. A closer look at what entertainment these chickens are bringing to some residents. It's a mystery that some residents really can't seem to crack. Where did these chickens in a New Orleans neighborhood come from? Eleanor Tabone ruffled some feathers to solve the myth.
Over here on St. Rock, we feed our chickens.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
They my babies, and I love them so much.
Well, that's the mystery in the St. Rock neighborhood.
So they all over, they over down here, downtown T. If you go all the way downtown T, they over here on Legend Fields, Frenchman, they all up in the area. On Florida Avenue, they all over. They're not just here. These are our chickens in our neighborhood here on St. Rock. But each area have their own chickens.
Connie Smith and her husband moved here 4 years ago, and these feathery babies were already calling the neutral ground home.
They're very good. They don't bother nobody. They don't fight with nobody. They don't try to bite nobody.
Neighbours take turns feeding the ever-growing flock. They even have a feeding schedule.
If I don't feed them the day before, they'll come underneath my bedroom and they'll stand there, hey, mama, come on out here and feed us this doggone food. And then I'll just get up, later on, I feed them like 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening.
Now they're also over on Tulane, but where did they come from?
Mr. Clarence, where do you think that these chickens came from?
From an egg.
One neighbour says they roam all over, but they do have predators.
For 51 years, these chickens have been roaming around?
Yes. Not the same one, because people eat them when they catch them.
I've been seeing the chickens, I want to say, for about 26 years.
For residents, the chickens are a form of entertainment.
Well, I've seen the chickens come out of my backyard. This is my mother's house, and they go across the street where they have a little bit of construction in that carpentry. Yeah, so I have a nice time watching.
After hours of asking where they came from, one neighbour claims backyard chicks got out of his grandparents' yard and started their own free-range family.
So your family's the reason why everyone gets to enjoy these chickens?
Yeah, well, my grandfather, my mother's family.
But what about the eggs?
Now, neighbours have told me that the chickens come here to the Woven Roots Community Garden to lay their eggs. We want to find some of those eggs, so come on, let's find some eggs. No eggs. No eggs. Lizard. Well, no one knows where they lay their eggs, huh?
No one knows where they lay their eggs.
As the sun sets, the chickens wander to their nests to turn in for the night. But tomorrow is a new day, and they'll be at someone's door asking for breakfast.
Thank you for interviewing me and our chickens.
Eleanor Tabone, Eyewitness News.
You seem really happy in that neighborhood. Thanks for joining us for 9 on the Positive Side. Now, a zoo in Massachusetts is welcoming a baby sloth. Yeah, you see it right there. So we have to show you, of course. A great weekend, everyone. Have a great weekend, everyone.